Alrighty, we're going to talk about grip and stance. Grip and stance is a key part to having a gun and knowing how to do it. So if you're out there shooting, you want to carry a gun, etc., grip and stance. I'm going to use a red gun. We talked about a red gun earlier. We know it's not loaded and safe. I don't have to listen to anybody commenting that I'm using real guns and pointing them, but I'll use a real gun and point it just to give somebody something to complain about. Alright. This is called the back strap of a gun. All guns. This is a red gun. This is an automatic back strap. It's on the back. It's the back part that your hand goes against. Revolver, back strap, the back part. Your palm's going to go on the back strap. The big thing to remember is this curved part right here on the back strap, thumb weld or a socket weld for your thumb and your forefinger, it fits right in there. That's really key to get on there. This is gonna, when you get a gun in here, you want this gun really jammed right in that area, and then you get your grip around there. So you put the gun in here like this, you grip it around, keep the finger off the trigger, okay, because this finger's not part of your grip, this is your trigger finger. It's not part of the grip. These three fingers are the grip. So you grip it around, and you grab your gun here high on the back strap. Why is that important? Because it comes down to strength. When this gun fires and it comes back and you take that force, you want to be able to absorb that force in this arm and this shoulder and this wrist. And that back strap's going to help you. If I'm holding a gun like this and I fire this gun, it's going to stab my wrist. It's going to snap back because I don't have it high in the back strap. I want this gun to be an extension of this straight, I think for my weapon defense, I think it's called the ulnar bone or one of the bones, I forgot what it is. The ulnar nerve maybe was up there for pressure points. I don't remember. But anyway, I want a good straight wrist. I want a straight, this elbow is going to be locked and this gun's coming straight out. And so when this elbow and this shoulder is locked and then I put the second hand in here, I'll talk about the second hand place in here, but primarily I want this high on the back strap, really in that socket weld. I want to wrap these three fingers around, keep my finger off the trigger because I can just set it on the trigger guard or the frame part here. And on the other side, my thumb's going to be on top of my three fingers on the grip over here. Some people will put their thumb over that first finger or here, whatever's comfortable. When you grip this gun, it should be an extension of your wrist and arm. And that's the same way on a revolver. Now you notice there's not that little weld point there, but there is this little flat part here that my hand's going to go over and I'm going to grip that. Okay, again, if I grip this gun low and get way low here, I put where the explosion is a lot higher than my wrist, so I don't have as much control. When I put the explosion in line with my wrist, it helps me take that recoil. It helps me take that inertia of pushing that bullet out and the force that comes backwards. So I can, if I wanted to, I can fire this gun. Let me check this real quick. I can fire this gun just like this. Boom, 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 boom. I don't have to have my elbow locked. When you're learning to shoot, you want that elbow locked because you want to have a good strong stance, and that elbow there is going to help absorb and show you. With this elbow locked, you're not going to get hit in the face. You hear a lot of people, oh, I knew a girl that went shooting and she shot a gun and he came back and hit her in the head. Well, it was a dummy. She didn't have a good instructor. Somebody didn't tell her how to hold the gun. She got out there and got lax and was holding the gun with a bent elbow and a loop wrist and probably low, and when it fired, it snapped back and it hit her. Well, and I've seen guys do it, trying to be macho with a big gun, and they don't lock their elbow and it hits them. It has to do with fundamentals on how you hold a gun. When you hold a gun, you know it's going to be an explosion. You shouldn't be scared of it. It's not going to hurt you. I mean, I usually have people shoot a gun with a bent wrist just like this, and I have them squeeze the trigger. Bang! Bang! Let them feel that. Because then they can feel, by shooting a gun like this, I'm not worried about where the bullet's going. I'm downrange, I'm in a safe direction. But I'm just letting the gun absorb so they can get a feel of what happens. I don't want them scared of this gun. When you hold the gun out here and you shoot, and if your elbow isn't locked and you don't have this second hand holding that gun down, it can come back and hit you and you lose control. And then as it comes back, it hits me, I go, ow, and I have what's called inter-limb interaction. We'll talk about that later. Inter-limb interaction, where boom, one hand grips, the other hand grips. If you're falling and you've got your finger on the trigger, you notice I always say keep your finger off the trigger. Trigger, the only time my finger goes in here is to shoot. I'm talking, I'm doing all this, but when I want to shoot, it slides off the slide and goes onto the trigger and I shoot. Finger off the trigger. When your finger's on the trigger, if I'm walking around, I trip and I grab something or I try to catch myself, when this hand squeezes, this hand will squeeze. And that's how you get what's called an AD, an accidental discharge. You don't want those because you don't know where the bullet's going. You didn't mean to shoot. And if you don't mean to shoot, that means you don't know where the bullet's going or if it's going to hit somebody. So, grip. Really important on a gun. When you grab a gun, it's business. You grab that gun, you make sure it's in there. Now, you see me shoving this gun in here. I put my timer on, the thing went off. Now I got to reset my stupid iPhone. So, you see me setting this gun in here kind of deliberately and really putting that thumb in there before I make my grip. Well, this is what happens opposite when it's on my side. When it's on the side, I put this grip deliberately on that gun. I shove this hand down, I get my grip when I pull out. So I'm already in that good grip. Do I want a holster to where I can't do that? Would I want a holster like this to where I gotta go? No. Do I want a holster like this because then when I push it flies backwards? Shoulder holsters aren't the best holsters in the world. I'll get into holsters later. But on a hip carry or even on a front carry, when I grab this gun, I'm concentrating when I grab this wrist. Remember, it takes 5,000 times for something to come muscle memory. We're going to talk about muscle memory later and large gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and things like that. But in order for you to develop muscle memory, so things happen without you thinking about it, you have to do something 5,000 times. When I was training cops, I used to tell them, when you get a new holster, you go home and you sit in front of the mirror and you draw that gun 5,000 times. And they'd come back to the range next time, it'd take me about 3 seconds to figure out they didn't do what I told them. Because they pull their gun, they forget to release the latch. This gun, I don't know if this will hold this. Nah, it won't hold it. Which one of these guns fit in? Alright, this one fits in here. Let me make sure it's clear. Alright, so this gun fits in this holster. If I don't practice working this holster, it has a little bitty secret switch here. Secret squirrel, nobody knows. The bad guy's never going to figure it out. Only cops know. Well, now they know. But anyway, there's a little switch here. So when I draw this gun, not only am I doing this, I'm taking this finger and I'm pressing that in order to get this gun out. Because if a bad guy grabs my gun, unless that switch is pulled, it doesn't come out. So we're fighting for my gun and it doesn't come out. He doesn't know about the secret squirrel little, oh, let me press this button, now I'll pull it out and shoot your ass. So, different holsters. When you get a new holster, I tell the guys, go home, draw that sucker. I want you to draw it 5,000 times. Well, I'm not an idiot. Of course, they thought I was an idiot because they come back and their holster look all new and there's no wear spots and there's nothing. I look at that holster, I go, he ain't drawing that holster. You put a gun in and out of a holster 5,000 times, you're going to see some wear, you're going to see it getting worn in, you're going to see it fit in the holster. You can tell a brand new holster that had a gun in it and one that's had a few times of drawing it. So they get out there and I put them under a little stress, I distract them, I go, gun! And they go, oh shit! And I go, you didn't draw your gun, did you? Yeah, I did. Well, okay, you're full of shit. But 5,000 times. Man, now I got to take off this auto. Now, of course, I'm putting in the wrong code. These are the problems when you do your own filming. Alright, I'm at 8 minutes now. So, grip, very important. High on the back strap. Get that gun in there, get a good solid grip, keep that finger off the trigger, and that's just one-handed. Now, when people shoot one-handed, it used to be the old cowboy. You'd see him out here, you'd see him leaning back and going, bang, bang, and they'd sit there and their backs up. Look, I'm a big, aggressive guy. When you pull a gun, you're shooting somebody, it ain't time to make friends. We're not handing out pink powder puffs. It's time to get down to business, okay? So if I pull my gun out and I go, don't make me shoot you, just stay back, just leave, I don't want to shoot you, and I'm indecisive, that ain't going to impress anybody. I'm going to get this gun taken away and used against me. When you pull a gun, it needs to be deliberate. You blink and you die in the dark, asshole. You need to get aggressive. You need to squat down, get that low center of gravity, lock that arm in there and get a good stance. This phone is really irritating me, and I'll take off my auto. I'm at 9:25. Okay, grip. Remember that. High on the back strap. Good grip. There's a lot of ways it's going to come into tie later. A lot of things I'm talking about, people are probably going to be like, man, that's not that big of a deal. He's talking too long on that. Well, sometimes I do talk too long on stuff. But, I'm telling you, high on that back strap is key. I've seen more people have problems with guns. Their accuracy goes down, their grip goes down, they're readjusting their grip, the gun moves in their hand. All kind of problems from not having your hand good in that weld of the thumb and the finger. Okay, we'll end that there. Buddy Miss T, you're good boys.